November 28th, 9:22 a.m.
25 seconds, and counting. Atlas on internal power. Arm switch to arm. 10. Gina ready, switch on. Spacecraft to internal power. 5. Clear to launch. We're counting. Engine start.
Mechanical system engineer. All green.
For 8 hours and 35 minutes, the figures cascade to the Earth from the spacecraft. 240,000 bits of binary code, representing the shading of 40,000 dots that will finally make up the first picture. A complex system of computers is required to convert these numbers into pictures. But some workers decide to hand-make their own picture of Mars by shading the numbers. A fanciful exercise, but one that gives Robert Layton a chance to commune with numbers from Mars, whose picture equivalent he can hardly imagine.
Joe Trister's printout, I thought I saw some very low numbers.
Only 37 to 38. 15, 20, 21 to 15.
Get over there, Dan.
You know, I was just waiting with bated breath to see the first pictures come back, and I was expecting to see canals and ancient cities, and I was a little disappointed to see craters in this moon-like landscape, but it was still very inspirational to me. If you read the Martian Chronicles and you saw the images, the drawings of Mars that Percival Lowell made, you know, you had the idea that there may have been a civilization on Mars, but Mars was a dying planet, and maybe the cities were all dead and there were no more Martians there, which is kind of the theme of the Martian Chronicles, you know, that the Martians were all dying out. But Mariner 4 kind of put the nail in the coffin, you know, there were no cities on Mars. Mariner 4 just took a small set of snapshots across the planet of Mars, and it was a very narrow view of Mars, so we didn't see Mariner Valley, we didn't see the volcanoes, but we did learn something about the geology of Mars from that, and it kind of whet our appetite for the missions that followed. The images came back as just ones and zeros and numbers for what the pixels were like. And so some people at JPL printed it out, on a printer and had this big long printout, and they had colored pencils and they were just coloring in, what the numbers said to come up with the first images. We've had many missions to Mars, and right now in the Mars program, we have 3 orbiters and 2 rovers at Mars, and they're all creating, producing incredible science. And all of this is very helpful, looking forward to paving the way for humans to go to Mars. Because there's a lot we need to know about potential landing sites, where water is on Mars. We now know that there are areas of Mars that have huge subsurface glaciers with lots and lots of fresh water. I'm really excited about humans exploring Mars because I think they will be able to do a better job of searching for signs of past and perhaps even present life on Mars. And we're talking about microbial life on Mars. Humans have incredible capability, like as a geologist on Mars, to look for signs of life. But as far as a lot of the incidental things like setting up infrastructure and maintaining things, making a lot of the science observations, I think that the robotic systems will be more effective, so it'll be humans and robots working together.